many apples does each of Rashad's friends get? A, 4, B, 5, C, 6, or D, 7? Take your time, but do it fast.
I made the decision to go child-free in my mid to late 20s. It served me really well. I'm going to be honest. I wanted to be selfish. I wanted to do whatever I wanted all of the time.
Quick thanks to D.I.N.K.S 1990 from the Discord server. He posted this article from the Business Insider, "The American Nuclear Family is Officially Over." This article, of course, links to an overall Pew Foundation study documenting the modern American family. The American family has undergone significant changes in recent decades. There is no longer one predominant family form, and Americans are experiencing family life in increasingly diverse ways. In this article, there are a variety of charts, but there are 3 that I want to introduce to you, along with a dink, which, in order to explain what a dink is, you need to know who Calvin is.
Nigga said, I got my rights. So a boy said, oh yeah, well his left to go to right. He's like, pow.
Calvin, you done already?
The first chart simply asks Americans, are you optimistic or pessimistic about the future of family in America? 26% optimistic, 29% neither optimistic or pessimistic, and a clear majority, 40% pessimistic. So why might more people be pessimistic about family formation? I think Jordan Peterson can handle that.
The West, because we're very immature, we think that the purpose of a marriage is the happiness of the people who are involved in the marriage, the husband and the wife. And that's just not the purpose of marriage at all. The purpose is long-term facilitation of their psychological and spiritual development and the establishment of an environment that's beneficial to children. That's a responsible way of thinking about it.
Just like we see with the young student Calvin in The Wire solving the math problem, in life we're trying to solve 2 problems at the same time. One is, how can I have a life of meaning and purpose? Second, how can I have a life that is as pleasurable as possible? Just like with Calvin in The Wire, some people are finding ways to answer this question in ways that were not originally intended.
B, 5.
How'd you work that out so fast?
Easy. B5 got the dink.
Being a dink is a superpower, so use it to your advantage. No one believes me that having dual income and no kids is a huge hack for building wealth.
So if you don't know, D.I.N.K. is a dual income, no kid couple. We've always turned up for people. We've always bought people's presents. And when people started having kids, it's baby shower, gender reveal, all these different things that are going on. We turn up with a smile, with presents all the time. And we've recently had our first milestone, which was getting engaged. And people with kids really did not turn out for us the same way that we've been turning up for them in the last 5 years.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls are having babies in 2023.
Nope, we will not be doing that. I am a child-free by choice person and I love my life. I have more money to travel with. I have time to devote to my husband. It's wonderful. Double income, no kid lifestyle is fantastic.
The second of the charts. Americans see jobs and close friends rather than marriage and parenthood as highly important elements in living a fulfilling life. Percent saying in general, each of the following is important in order for people to live a fulfilling life. The first answer clearly, having a job or career they enjoy at 71% saying extremely or very important for living a fulfilling life. Second, closely followed by having close friends at 61%. And third, you get to having children at 26%, with 42% saying it's not too important or not at all important. And at the very bottom, you see getting married at 23% saying it's extremely or very important, and 44% saying it's not extremely important or not important at all. In an easier to understand chart, having a job, having close friends at 61, having children and being married are not anywhere close to top priorities for many of the people being polled, clearly showing that the kind of priorities and goals that people are having these days are much more different from the ideas that we grew up thinking through movies and traditional beliefs. In fact, we are in a very different world these days.
My biggest pet peeve as someone that is child-free is when people ask about kids, but not about my career or my accomplishments. I'm not even 30, and I'm a creative director of a top 1% Shopify brand.
What is something that you'll get a lot of hate for if you say it out loud?
That a lot of parents out there regret having kids. A lot of women have been sold on the idea that being a mother is everything, and that if you don't have kids, then what good are you?
I got 10 hours of sleep last night, and now I'm enjoying an iced coffee in the peace and quiet of my own home. Do you know why I'm able to do that? Because I don't have children. Choices.
Women aren't becoming moms anymore because it sucks. There's literally no incentive to become a mom anymore. Honestly, I'm not really sure that there ever was, but there certainly isn't now. Let's just start with pregnancy alone. For most women, it's horrible.
This is the third chart, and this is the one that really caught my eye. Half of adults say open marriages are unacceptable. And down the left side, you can see the classifications of adults by men, women, by race, by age, by living situation, by sexual preference or sexual identity, and by political leanings. And you see in beige the percentage for unacceptable, and in dark green you see the percentage for acceptable. And there are some places on this chart that are very eye-opening. You can see a generational shift as people over 65 are 70% unapproving of open marriages. People 50 to 64 are 59% unapproving of open marriages. But when you get to the 30 to 49 group, you get an even split, 41% approving, 41% unapproving. And then the age group from 18 to 29, 31% unapproving, and a clear majority, 51% approving of open marriages. Looking at living situations, people that were not married and living with a partner, 56% approving of open marriages. People that had never been married, again, clear majority, 47% approving of open marriages. And then when you get to the LGBTQ LIA plus community, 75%, a clear majority, super majority of people saying that they approve of open marriages. And even if you go political leaning, Democrats are much more likely than Republicans to be open to open marriages. Correlation is not causation, so it's unfair to pin the widening acceptance of open marriage on dinks alone. But what it does say is that people are finding new ways to solve the two questions earlier mentioned in this video. How can I find max purpose and max pleasure? And you're starting to see more and more people solve the problem like this.
What? If you want, I could show you. You did this with the early math class, right?
You're unapologetic about not wanting kids and think more women should speak up about being childless by choice because there's some sort of shame attached to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 47 and people are still asking me, are you sure? I'm sure.
When the Pew Foundation says there's no longer one predominant family form and Americans are experiencing family life in increasingly diverse ways, they point to the fact that people are solving the max pleasure, max purpose question with different ways of forming family. And with American media, be it television or even music, being exported around the world, this is just the beginning of the change of family formation in not just America, but many places around the planet.
So you got 82 apples, 12 niggas, and then how many, blah, blah, blah.
Anyone who's been married or been a parent, they understand they're very difficult things to do. So what's the best way to solve the problem? Skip them.
Then you went thinking all around this one and no other one. So the answer is B5. Everybody get that? Yeah. B5. They got all the dinks.
As can be seen in this TikTok, the dink relationship idea is not one relegated only to the West. Couples all around the world, just like this Filipino couple, are celebrating their dink relationships on social media. And it speaks to the idea that in a world with growing economic instability and more difficulty getting ahead and traditional norms going the wayside, and even things like family formation going from having a marriage and a wedding and having kids to finding someone that you like and cohabitating and traveling the world and pooling resources is now a new way of making quote unquote family. One thing we can rest assured of is that change is here and it is with us, to the point where we're even redefining what a family is. How we build semi-traditional families in this world remains to be seen. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.